Flosstube.
I'm Geana.
And I'm Tina, and we are Stitching with our Bestie. And today we are drinking from our mugs that we got at the Silver Needle Retreat.
Yeah.
Okay. Many takes before we started this one today.
We had to get all the laughing out. We just,
yeah.
I don't know, we're just like
being silly. Today is Saturday, August the 24th. I think it's the 24th. Anyway, we're coming to you from South Louisiana. I'm in Clinton, Louisiana. Geana's in Zachary. And this is a Flosstube channel. It's all about cross-stitching, stitchy things, and some quilting. We want to thank all of our former followers, our current followers.
They're not former because they didn't leave us.
And they weren't out there hoeing anyway. And we want to thank our new subscribers. Speaking of, we made a milestone.
Yes, we're so excited. We hit over 500.
500. And this is our fifth Flosstube.
Yeah.
That's 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1. For you, Steph, because math. 5. Okay. So, one thing that you might notice is I said that I wouldn't probably be back.
And look who's back.
And look who's back. Geana and I, after the last video, I was sad and we watched it, and boy did we have a laugh.
Laughed at ourselves.
Oh man.
I mean, it was
I was
so
sitting there going,
funny.
wanna do whips? Wanna do whips? How about them whips?
We laughed so hard.
And then we finally got this down to a science, putting up some lights, we had it broke down, we had everything back in its spot, and it was so easy. And I said, well, why can't we just do this every 2 weeks?
That's right.
And she had been telling me that all along.
Just chill.
So I decided to just kiss. Keep it simple, sister.
That's right.
So that's what I'm gonna do. But I'm back.
We are just here to have fun. It's no pressure. I mean, we're just here to enjoy it. So
yeah, I know.
Whatever you get, you get.
One thing that really kind of shocked me was when I went through the comments. I saw a comment by Stitching by the Lake.
Yeah.
Marlene.
Marlene.
So grateful, Daylene, who liked my beignet comment. We had, who else did we have? We had
Long Dog Sampler.
Long Dog Sampler, people that we admire.
That we like to watch.
And that inspired us to even do this. And
so we were really excited. We were thank y'all so much for shouting us out.
Homesteading on the Homefront commented. But we had one very exciting event at my workplace this week.
Yes.
You know, I've told you before that at work I scan and post all day and answer the phone, and I have a little earbud over here, and when the phone rings I just tap it and the Flosstubes or whatever I'm watching stops or listening to. And I was listening to Misty Purcell.
And I was home stitching with my
She
friend.
was home stitching with another bestie. And Misty is with Luminous Fiber Art. And she has an Etsy store, and she's a designer, and it's somebody both of us have loved to watch.
Yes, we do.
And as I'm scanning and watching, I hear her say that somebody she's been watching is Stitching with My Bestie.
Yeah.
I squealed like a pig. People came in to see what happened. I paused it. I didn't even listen to what she said because I wanted to share it with my bestie. And I told her I felt like we were singers.
She calls me up and puts it on speaker, and
I said, okay, now listen to what she's saying. I haven't listened. And we were just both squealing. And I said, I feel like a singer that's heard my song on the radio for the first time. So geeky. But anyway, and I know that y'all are just people, but we grow to know you, just like I guess some of y'all grow to know us and our quirkiness. But anyway, not that y'all are quirky.
So that was really fun.
It was a lot of fun. Other things, on our comments, we had one comment from Cindy that said, DMC does have colors.
Yes.
So
I thought they did, but I never really saw a list of them or anything.
Yeah.
So we just usually use the numbers.
I was excited because Melissa said that she used the golf tees. She went into her room and used the golf tees that I shared from the last time. Also, let's see. Oh, very exciting. We have both been following Anna and G from the Quilt Roadies.
Oh, yeah.
And we love her. And
I mean, for a long time.
Yes. And I was so excited when I saw she started her own Flosstube channel, and she has 2 out there. So if you want to check out Anna with Flosstube, Quilt Roadie's Flosstube, she has 2 of them out there.
If you like quilting, definitely watch. She does so much.
With wool, she does so much
really got
handwork.
me
She's
interested in the wool applique, and she's just a lot of fun to watch, and she goes to a lot of places, and she does her, she'll do a walkthrough of the quilt stores. So now I'm excited to see her doing floss tubes too. So.
Yeah, she went to Acorns and Threads and met up with them in Oregon. She's from Sisters, Oregon.
Right.
And if she ever sees this video, I want you to know that I was just so sorry about Enzo, and I did pray for you.
Absolutely.
Yes. Oh, it's a beautiful
We
poodle.
love seeing him in all her videos.
Yeah.
So.
Anyhow.
You kind of get to know. That's what we had learned about Flosstube is the same as like the quilt, YouTube quilt things. You get to know people from, these floss tubes. We saw her dog all the time. Her dog went places with her. She talked about it, and so it was, you just
Very
kind of get to know
sad.
people. So.
And on another note with that, I did not know Donna Newman, the Doodlebug Stitcher, because I'm so new to Flosstube. But I know that Cheryl McKenna had said that she passed. She had a battle.
Just really sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and her friends and her family are in our prayers. That, that's hard to lose somebody so young.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think that's it for the comments, questions. Oh, one other question we had comment was that they'd like to see the demoing of how to braid the DMC.
Yeah.
So I did do a demo, and it's about 3 minutes long, and it'll be posted after this goes up. So you can go on there, and we've started.
So if you're interested in just seeing how Tina, my sister had shown Tina how to do it, and so she just did a quick little 3-minute video.
And it really works well for me because I can just put my needle in there, pull one out, and I do the double loop method a lot of times, so that works so good. The next thing, and 2 Martini Stitcher.
Yeah, we forgot to talk to her.
She gave us a shout out, and somebody found us from that.
Yeah.
So, and also she's the one that, she always has a good drink, and she's a very responsible stitcher and driver. She does not drink and drive. Now, she may drink and stitch, but her work looks like she doesn't. But anyway, so I said, well, we can just show, because I got some beautiful coffee cups. So do you, with lots of cats. You do.
Yeah, I have a lot of cat ones. You might be seeing those.
All right. Whips.
So whips. Is it whips time?
Whips.
Do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay, I'll go first. So whips. Well, I showed y'all this last time, and I've worked a little bit more on it, but I haven't still got this roof on because I just finally ordered the thread and it hadn't come yet. So this is Sunflower Inn, and it's by Little House Needleworks, and I just love how it's turning out.
It's
really
beautiful.
getting pretty. But I ran out of the green thread I was using for the grass down there, and I also have still not got the thread for the roof, but I did order it. And I've decided at the bottom down here, I don't know if you can see on the pattern, it says Sunflower Inn. I'm not going to put that on mine. I'm just not really into that part. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these sunflowers, either, I haven't decided how many, definitely 3 across, and then just do the little box like they have down here too. So, but I'm going to leave off the Sunflower Inn. So, but I really have enjoyed working on this. So just when my thread comes, I can finish it. I'm so excited to get
I'll have to borrow that pattern.
I know, it's so pretty, isn't it? And then my next one, which was one I showed you last time, that I had bought the fabric and stuff for.
Oh yeah, and somebody commented that they were working on that too.
And that is Be Thankful. But I actually changed the pumpkins, and I'm doing them in the orange.
Pretty.
I really debated on getting some variegated thread for them, but I really just decided that I was just going to do DMC. I had it. I didn't feel like waiting, but it's turning out so pretty. So I'm almost halfway done. Once I finish this, I'll be halfway done with the pattern.
I like that.
And it's really turning out pretty.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another one I worked on since we were together 2 weeks ago. And then I started this one last night, and this is Moon and Back, and this is another pattern I bought fabric for and thread for last time we were together. And it's a birth sampler for my youngest grandson, and it's really turning out pretty.
Cute.
So I did that all yesterday. It really has been a quick stitch.
She likes saying quick stitch.
And then this is the last one that Tina and I are going to show together.
Okay.
So you get yours out.
I'll start my with.
So let me show you the pattern that we're talking about. And that is this. And it's called Orchard Valley Quilting Bee from Little House Needleworks.
And I will tell you why we're doing it like this, because I possibly could be a little competitive with Geana. So we decided we were going to stitch on this on Saturdays. And we would do one block a month.
Right.
So she kept asking me, how far have you gotten? And I said, well, how far have you gotten?
Well, actually, what happened is we were supposed to start a couple of weeks ago and we didn't. And then this past Saturday, we were going to start. Well, my grandson was in from Colorado to play baseball, do a baseball camp. So I didn't get mine started, but she did start hers on Saturday. So I finally started mine, I want to say Monday or Tuesday I started it. So let me see what you've got done, and I'll show you what I got done. So I showed you the pattern. It's called Orchard Valley Quilting Bee. You ready?
Yeah.
Go.
You did the whole square?
Not quite.
Well, me either, but look at that. Isn't
Okay,
that
so
gorgeous?
show yours up close.
I started...
Here, let me put it on here.
Yeah. I started in the middle top.
So yeah.
Because I wanted to see that bee. I love that little bee. It's so cute. But it is so fun stitching on this. And I guess I'm getting used to the Twinkie fabric.
Yeah, Pitch This Plus we call it.
And I'm still stitching in hand.
And this is mine. And I actually changed the names to Tina's and my name.
Oh, I didn't see. Oh, you're so sweet. I didn't even look that close.
But I just love these roses. Now, I always start my patterns in the top left corner. I've always done that ever since I started cross stitching. I've never started anyplace
let me
else.
see.
So there's mine, and I have to finish her dress, and then the dreaded eyes, which are French knots. So I've been practicing them, and so this is the pattern again.
I guess I'm the short one, since I look shorter when we're sitting.
So we are enjoying now. I'm going to change mine, so you will see. It says Quilting Bee on this one, but I'm actually going to put Stitching Bee, and I'm putting my stitchy friends in here, not my quilt friends. So I have two more. There's two more ladies in this corner that I have to name. So I'm trying to make sure I have names that I can fit in there. That's the thing.
After we were talking about the braided floss, this is a project that I'm doing the loop method. So this is my 0 to the thousands, and this is all the thousands. So here's how I break them up when I'm working on them. And they really makes it easy.
It's all DMC thread. And this pattern is all DMC thread, which has been nice.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you can use the loop method whenever you're stitching. That's the only thing about fancy floss, the overdye, that, you know, you have to use the whole strand and hide your tail and all that. But
I can never hide my tail.
I have definitely been enjoying using all DMC for a change, because that's all I used to stitch with. I had one more, but it ended up being a fully finished. I finished it.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'll show you that when we get to the finishes.
Okay.
It's not fully finished, it's just finished.
My next one is Books of the Bible by Big Toe.
Oh, and it's so beautiful. I cannot wait to start stitching on this.
Here's the pattern. I saw Marlene at Stitching by the Lake.
I saw it too, and I thought, oh, it's so pretty.
And
I can't get that. There we go.
I decided I had to do it. And I showed you where I was before.
Here.
And this is where I am now.
Look how beautiful that border is. It is so pretty.
It is, but if you look real close, you'll see the one in the middle is kind of wonky.
No, don't point out that.
Why do we do that?
Don't do
we should just say, isn't that beautiful?
I said how beautiful it is, and that's...
Thank you. I'm just an exceptional stitcher. Okay.
Here's your pattern.
Thank you. My next one is my Pawpaw, and I decided to do something different about that. This is by
gosh, she's always changing.
Jeanette Douglas.
So pretty. I can't wait to start stitching on this.
And this is where I've gotten.
And it's called Letters from Mom, but she's changed it.
I'm
to
changing
Pawpaw.
it for my Pawpaw.
Yeah.
And this is where I have gotten. Can you see? Now, if you see that,
Hold one side and I'll hold the other.
the white that I changed 3 times. I went to 3 different times.
Is that good?
Yeah. Ooh, it looks kind of brown there, but anyway, it's green.
It's really pretty.
All of this, the decorative,
the lace board,
the lace
looking
border, I really wanted to put some lace on it. So I am probably going to frog this out, and I'm going to be hanging lace because it's going to go around. This fabric is what's going to go around it.
I just think that would be so pretty.
And so I'm not going to do the lace. And that was what I wanted it for, part of it. But anyhow, so that's where I am on that one.
Here's
Thank
the
you for catching it. It is nice having
Next, she's got a pan.
Yes, next. Oh, which one is this? Oh, that was my Books of the Bible. Okay. So this one is the one that I paid a little bit for on eBay because I just had to have it. And after I bought it, Peg, who I've been talking back and forth with, one of our subscribers, told me exactly the book that it was in, the year it was in, and how she would, where did I get it, because she wants it. So we all know that a unicorn is so precious to us, how we want it. So I went out and I found the book. So I mailed the pattern that I was so nice to the other person bidding on eBay. And I am doing the Fractor Welcome. This is from April 2004. And that is it on the cover. And I saw something like this at Valerie in Stitching by the Barn. I saw over.
So it's from Cross Country Stitching, which that was my favorite magazine back in the 80s and 90s.
And
2000.
This is where I've gotten. Last time I had just started the cross, the heart, and this is where I am now, and I love it. But I tell you what I love is just the feel of that fabric and those colors.
It's just nostalgic.
It makes me go back to remembering that me and Joanne going to Michael's and getting our new kit or getting whatever we were going to get, and we'd go to Taco Bell and we'd always get a Nacho Bell Grande, get our food in a movie.
Did you ever go to Cox Craft in Baker?
No.
Oh my gosh, Cox, we had a little store, and it was a hobby store, but it had tons of cross stitch right just 10 minutes from my house. And I went there every Sunday and spent an hour looking at all the patterns.
Well, we used to go home and we'd rent a movie from Blockbuster, and no, Blockbuster wasn't even around then. We went to the little neighborhood place.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it just makes me go back to that and remembering that era and where we were living and what was going on.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's wonderful about stitching. Every time I look at one, I think it brings you back.
Yeah.
So,
and I love cross country stitching. That was
that is my
so much out of it, so many patterns I bought. That was one of my favorite, the country ones.
Finishes?
Okay, so I had a finish.
Oh.
And I did change some colors on this, so I've written them down so I can tell you. And I did this as another Christmas ornament for my Christmas ornaments that I'm doing. It's called Be Merry by Little House. And here it is finished.
Oh.
Some little snowmen. And I have a lot of snowmen ornaments
up there
on
and
my
the
tree.
Scarf.
So, and it was
Cute.
really, didn't take me long at all to do it, a couple of days. I did change the snowmen. It called for, what was it called for? Let me see.
Cute,
it called
cute.
for cream colored DMC 712, and it just wasn't showing on my fabric, so I actually used B5200.
That'll show.
And then I changed the red to cherry cobbler because I used that on my other ornaments, and so I'm trying to use the same red so they all kind of go together.
You know,
and I really love cherry
if you
cobbler.
really don't like making those,
I figured on there,
Those
once you got
eyeballs.
look at these eyeballs, y'all are gonna crack up at
but
mine.
couldn't you just get some black beads and sew a black
Yeah,
bead
I
on?
could. I could. But
Anyway.
I didn't care about snowman because it's like supposed to be cold. So, but
Yeah.
And
All right.
then I changed. Let's see.
That's
those
it?
are the two changes I made on this. So I'm still thinking about what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do with these pillows, or if I'm going to back them or whatever. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I did have some haul that I'll show y'all in a minute that I kind of bought some fabric to go just to
Kind of.
try out. So that was my finish.
Okay, I didn't have any new finishes, but I did want to show you one that I did. I think it was the first biggest piece I did after I did in January. And this one, I saw it and just loved it. And I read, it's a design by Rosewood Manor, Karen Kluba. And she said in here that she was looking at her flowers, and behind her flowers were a sampler, and that's what inspired her.
It's really pretty. It was really
And
pretty.
it's called Silent Sampler. And this is it. And it's got glass, and I'm afraid it's gonna have a glare, but
There, you can see that.
this is it finished.
Really cute.
And the frame, let me tell you, this was the easiest thing I've ever bought. I bought this from Frame It Easy. I'll put it down in the description too. But it was from Frame It Easy. It's 14 3/16 by 8 3/8. And you just tell them exactly what you want. It was $23.37. And with shipping at $10, it was $34 or $10.73. But it was $34, and I got it in about 2 weeks. And I just set it on an easel. This is acrylic, and I think I'm gonna take it out of that, but those are great frames, and you really can't beat the price. But
Don't they have wood ones too, though?
they do. They don't have a lot, but they do have quite a few to select from. But the prices and I just couldn't get over how easy. I mean, I just popped that in there and it fit like a glove.
Well, that's
So
good.
that was it. Haul.
Okay, why don't you go first with your haul?
Okay. Well, as you saw, I had that magazine that Peg had told me about, so I went onto eBay to see if I could find that one. Well, I did. I actually found a lot of 24 from 2002 to 2004. And these are cross-country stitcher. They're actually stitching. It's Jeremiah Junction. And these are just a few that I got to let you see.
Now, they had a Facebook page, and they had a lot of their, a bunch of designs on there that you could download. And back probably about 4 months ago, maybe in January, I went on there and I downloaded a bunch of their designs I like. Well, I went back on there recently and they'd taken almost all of them down. I don't know why. There's only a few left on there now.
Oh, no one to come in. But it had a sheep and a quilt and a bird
look
and
at
a
the
heart
sheep.
and
You know I love
everything.
sheep.
So
you can look on there and there's a few designs left. But I did download a bunch of them because there's some really cute ones that I wanted to stitch. So I still love Jeremiah Junction. I still love that look. So
this is my next haul. We saw these in Little Rock not Little Rock, Tulsa when we were there. They're by Leela May Designs. When we were and you get this magnetic board and the stand comes with it, so that when you're quilting, you can just stitching. Thank you.
You can put your pattern on there.
You can put your pattern on there. And I like these little magnetic hooks. You can just stick, I have several of them, and you can just stick them all over it. But this was my haul. And like I said, I'll have the link down there to show you that.
She has a Facebook page, but she doesn't always have, like she'll have them on there, and then when they're sold, they're gone. And then she'll get other stuff, or they'll get them back, months later. But it's just so you have to keep an eye on it.
You remember when you had children and you said your child would never do that? And you'd say, never say never.
Yeah.
Well, never say you won't do certain things. I am stitching in hand. I'm stitching on linen. I'm stitching with needle minders. And I finally found one of these that I liked last night. It is The Beekeeper by Lori Holt, Bee in My Bonnet. And I like it because if you can see the numbers, these are the colors for the Fractor Welcome, but the numbers are on there, and you get 6 of these when you buy it, and they are numbered, and you can keep up with it. But there were only 11 colors, and they're in order, so it was easy for me to just put them on here. But I like how it hangs. I really like that. I got that from the Fat Quarter Shop.
So I won't be getting that one, I guess.
No. I did give you another one over there.
Yes, she did. She gave me one that we got at our retreat.
Something else that I got. I was listening to Kitten Stitcher, and she was talking about sampler and antique needlework books. And I found the complete collection, 1991 to 2015, on a CD. I got this on eBay, and it was $36.94.
Was that a buy it now, or did you have
It's a buy it now, and they have more. It's put out by Annie's. And I took all these off and put them onto a flash drive, and now I have all the patterns on the flash drive, and I can print them. And there are hundreds of beautiful patterns. So this is a really good deal. Then I got from My Big Toe. I must like them.
My Big Toe.
I do. This is Quaker Endurance. The grass withers, the flowers fade, but the word of God endures forever.
Oh, that's really nice.
Thank the Lord for that. And so I thought that was beautiful. When we go up to Little Rock, to Conway, wherever we're going, I'm gonna look for some fabric. I have some patterns that I'm putting together so I can get fabric.
We're going on another stitching retreat in 3 weeks. We're so excited. We're going up to Arkansas, to Petty Jean Mountain, to what's the name of the place?
I don't remember. I just know Chelsea and Priscilla are going to be there.
Yeah, the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch are going to be there, and they're going to be doing a class for us.
Yes.
And we're so excited because there's only going to be like 30 retreaters.
In each class.
There's 2 sessions. And
somebody hasn't told their husband yet.
Now he's going to know.
I just got this in the mail. I have never done a sow, but I saw this from the Caterpillar Cross Stitch, Deck the Halls Counted Cross Stitch.
We're both doing that. We're
the
so
first
excited.
one comes out September 6th. We'll get the pattern, but we just got this today, and I think you can still get into it. I love the colors and the fabric. You can get Ada or linen.
So pretty.
I chose Ada. And it's a gray fabric. Your arms are even longer than mine. My goodness. And look
So
at the
isn't that
little
beautiful
needle
fabric?
minder.
Yeah, we're so
And I don't
nice.
know that I've told you, you all know that I just loved my papaw so much. But even when I was married and he had great grandchildren, my papaw took me every year to get
Even the
a
needles there.
gingerbread man. So I love gingerbread men because of my papaw. So that was
So we're both doing that stitch along, which starts.
I just
I
have
think it's the
2
6th
more.
of September.
This one just came in
2
the mail
more.
today. I saw this Michelle Farm Girl Stitcher. She has it. Go on her Instagram and look at
it's
it.
so beautiful.
I mean,
wanna
this
do it.
picture does not do it justice.
Stop showing me all these things to do.
I started a wall in our bedroom. I'll take a photo of it when I get a couple more pieces up there. It has my 2 crows with Robert and I's name, and it has my Forever and Ever, and I want to put this up there. This is Barbara Ann Design, Love Never Fails. It's showing the tilted a little bit.
I usually just take it out.
I know. Oh, but
It's
that
really
picture does
pretty.
not do it justice.
No. Her picture on her thing that she when she actually stitched it, and I think it's the linen. She
Yeah.
used this right
I don't
here.
know if she used this linen, but this is
It looks
called
like
for.
it.
It's 32 count dirty linen fabric, Belfast, and then these, and it's all DMC, and these are the colors that it calls for, and I think it's going to be beautiful.
It's really pretty.
It's just amazing how my taste has changed from those bright colors to more prim. I mean, y'all just inspire me so much. I just can't tell
I love
you.
prim.
I do. You know, and
It's always been my style.
we canceled our cable years ago because we just didn't want to pay what we were paying, and we didn't ever find it. It was getting to be too much. Anyway, but I watch YouTube all the time,
Yeah.
Netflix and Amazon Prime, and so we're good. And the money I saved there, I spent. This was my last one. You haven't seen this. This is from So Much to Love. And this came so cute how she had it packaged with her little thing, handmade with love and her sticker. But this was on sale. And oh,
really
I love
pretty.
these dolls. And I don't know that you can really tell, but this is a little felt heart
Oh,
with the little hand stitching around
it's
it.
very cute.
And I love it. And look at the inside. And I know I don't need any more of these bags.
I
But
love
and she
that
also
gingham.
sent this so cute like
I was
this.
so excited that gingham came back. You know I love gingham.
And she sent me a tea and she's sending it something and it's talking something about the post will get a random $25 shop credit if you simply post a photo of your bag on Instagram and tag her.
Oh,
I'll be doing that. And some chai tea that you can't have. Because
That's
I know
okay.
that's all right. You'll just go to Starbucks
that's
and
nice.
get your.
No, I have chai tea at my house.
This is true. And this is my last one.
That is so cute.
This came from, and I wrote it down somewhere. What was the name of that? Magnolia Baby
Oh,
Creates.
yeah.
She sent, I bought 2 of them, and I thought I gave Geana the other one, but I didn't, and it said fall. You're gonna have to put that one up there because it's the Queen Bee, and they are the cutest needle minders, but we
Very
need more
cute. I love
Flosstube
bees.
channels and more makers of bags and needle
I
minders.
love bees.
So this is Magnolia Baby Creates, and she has a Etsy page. And that's it for me on that,
Okay.
on the haul. And
So
I
my
guess
haul.
we'll talk about the fabric after the haul.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my haul. I have some patterns. I got this one by Lizzie Kate. I just love it.
Love those colors. That blue
It
looks
really
so good.
is pretty. And then I got this one by Lizzie Kate, and it's called Mothers, and it says, "Mothers hold their children's hands a while, their hearts forever."
Mm-hmm.
And look at these little, if you look at these little hearts, they are so cute in that basket.
Mm-hmm.
So both patterns are in there.
Oh, those hearts.
Both the hearts and the little saying.
I thought you were showing the hearts on the pad. It's the ones in there.
These. They're so cute. One is got birds and the other one has bees on it. It's so cute. I love it. So I can't wait to stitch that. And then I got this one, and it's by Little House. Apparently I really like Little House and Lizzie Kate because I buy them a lot. And it's called Sing to the Lord.
Oh,
and you know it's got sheep.
Are those
on it.
sheep?
Of course. I have this obsession with sheep. Look at the sheep. You see them?
She went through a Noah's Ark phase too.
That was a long time ago.
That was in the 80s,
That was my
90s.
daughter's bedroom was all Noah's Ark, everything.
But you know,
And
we
then-
all go through those phases.
And I had like teacups, teapots.
Everything.
Got rid of all of it. I don't have any of it left.
No.
I just took the last picture frame down, Noah's Ark. And this one's called I get it. I have several of these all dolled up by Little House Needleworks. And they're just little different pillows.
Cute.
And this one's called Peace on Earth. So it's really cute. So I'll probably stitch that one. Not next, because I have another one I'm getting ready to do for my ornaments with that. I was just telling my, that I want to do, I was telling Tina, that's who it was, that I'm trying to do them for Christmas. I don't know if I'm going to get them done to do on my tree, but I'll at least do them as little pillows if I do, and put them in little basket. And this is one thing I got.
Oh,
It's so cute.
Where'd you find that?
I got this at Joann's. Is that not the cutest little bowl to put your smalls in? And they had several different ones. This one says blessed. They had one that said thanks, and another one that said maybe fall. I don't remember all the sayings, but I just thought it was cute. And it was on sale for like
very pretty.
60% off maybe. So that was one of my haul from that. And then I got, no, you better use that back. Just trying to take my pattern.
I could have, but you would have noticed it when you got home.
Because I'm getting ready to stitch that.
Oh.
And my friend and I bought this. It's called Val's Stuff. And it says, "You're freaking me out." And it's, I mean, I don't do Halloween, so we're not doing it on orange. And we're not going to do it in like Halloween colors, but we are going to stitch it because it's just so hilarious, because that's how cats are. You're freaking me out. And so we bought this fabric to do it on.
Oh, pretty. Oh, I love that.
And then I have my, I think this is onyx. We decided to do the cat in onyx. And then we're going to decide on a color for instead of the purple, like for Halloweenish, we're going to decide on a color for the writing. And we did buy the little googly eyes. Those are actually googly little eyes. They're not googly, but they're little eyes, if you can see them.
Here.
Well, here, I'll show them. They're hilarious. So yeah, so that's one thing I'm going to start on, because that won't take me any time at all. But the hardest part is going to be all that black on that cat. But so
I don't mind black. It's white that I have.
And then I got this frame right here from our LNS. I bought it last time, but I forgot to bring it to show y'all. So this I actually have.
Those are so good.
And it's perfect for those houses.
The cottages.
The monthly cottages.
They pop right in and right out.
So that's what I'm going to use this for. And then I had bought some fabric online. This is, what is that?
Fabric Flare.
Fabric Flare. And I bought this to do some ornaments on. It's really pretty.
That's fun to stitch on. I'm stitching the books of the Bible on Fabric Flare.
So yeah.
The gray.
So I'm excited about that. And then this I bought on one of the D-Stash sites. I just thought it was really pretty pink fabric. I thought I could do something. My granddaughter loves pink, so I thought.
Who else loves pink?
I love pink.
I know, you have lots of pink jackets.
I do. So I thought I could stitch something for their room on that. And then I bought this piece here. I don't even remember what it was called. Maybe, what is it? It's just a piece of fabric. I bought all this on the D-Stash side. These two right here. And then I went to when I was at Joann's, I actually got some fabric. And I thought I might use this.
Oh, that'd be pretty.
fabric right here to do these ornaments. Where I thought this one was really pretty too. It's more of a country look.
Oh, I like that.
You see? So I haven't decided what I'm gonna do yet. And then I just got some other little, what do you call this fabric that Priscilla uses? Homespun.
Homespun.
This is all homespun.
I haven't been to Joann in ages.
Yeah, I was there looking for something in particular the other day because my daughter lives right down the street from Joann's now, so I go there quite a bit. And I love it because they're always texting me sales. So that was some of my, that was my haul. And so Tina and I have both did something this week. We did some, well, not this week, but recently, we did some when I
saw Chelsea and Priscilla, we had both decided we were going to try it. I bought some Monaco, and I took 2 pieces and I put them in the tea and the coffee and I used something else I'll show you in just a minute. And then I just dunked them in and out. This is another piece.
Pretty.
But I baked it and baked it and baked it and kept scrunching it. And
did you use coffee and tea?
I used coffee. I used about half of this Maxwell House instant coffee. I used regular Lipton tea. But I was looking through my cabinet for something dark, and I found Bragg's liquid aminos, and it's really dark. And I also put a little bit of vanilla.
Oh,
so I was just trying some. But I mean, it didn't take a long, but I had to keep a long time. I just kept going in there because I had to bake mine longer than they had said. And I know you can put it out in the sun too, but it was raining that day. So
yeah.
Anyway, and I like how it made it look.
Yeah, it really is pretty.
That's mine. But Geana said she did it with Rit dye.
I had bought some Rit dye months ago, and I kept saying I needed it. So finally, over last week and this week, I dyed some fabric, and this is who I learned to dye it from. It's a Flosstube, and her Flosstube is The House of Floss and Fluff, and it's episode 42. So go and watch it, and I'm going to show you what I did. And what she does is she uses mason jars and Rit dye, and that's it. And I'm telling you, I had the best time. So let me start with my favorite piece that I dyed.
Oh, wow.
I know, it's so
beautiful.
Pretty. So this is my favorite piece that I dyed.
Oh, wow. And that was white?
Yes. And I double dyed it. So I dyed it with 2 different blues. I dyed it with and one thing she said to do is to dye it with the lightest color, because you can always go darker, but you can't. It's hard to go back from dark to light, which
that's gorgeous.
I know, it's so pretty. And see, I have this pattern that I've been wanting to stitch forever.
Aww.
I bought this way back in the Spring Fling by Brenda Gervais. But I did not want to do it on pink. I wanted to do it on blue. And I'm telling you, this is going to be
that almost has a pink tint. It's like a periwinkle kind of color.
Yeah. So I just love it. I can't wait for y'all to see it stitched on this. And I did do some tea dyeing about way back in maybe January or February, and I have stitched a few things on. I mean, I've used it, all the stuff I had tea dyed back then. But
so was it easy?
This was so easy. So all you do is you rinse your fabric with a little bit of either Dawn. She said baby shampoo or Dawn. I just used a little bit of our dish soap, and you just rinse it, and you rinse it till all the soap comes out. You just keep rinsing it, and then you take a mason jar, and you don't want a huge one, because the one I used for that was smaller, and I'm going to show you a bigger piece I did, and it didn't model as much, but because it was too big for the fabric. But you just take the wet, you wring it out, and you just scrunch it. You take one corner and you start pushing it down in there, and you push it till it's down in there, and then you just pour your dye over it, and you let it sit. And I let it sit for about 45 minutes, and then you put it outside. You take it outside and wring it out, and hang it to dry, and I let it dry a couple hours, I guess, and then you just iron it. And that's all you do. I mean, it was so easy.
Wow.
I did a bunch of fabric, so you'll see. That was one piece I did. Then this piece right here, I dyed 3 times.
Wow.
Because I dyed it
Oh,
yellow.
that looks tie-dyed over on that one
I
side.
dyed it
Oh,
yellow,
that's pretty.
and then I dyed it brown, but I didn't dye it, I didn't put enough, I dyed it lighter, and it still didn't cover. It was still, the yellow I used way too much. It was like yellow. And so the third time I used a lot of brown, so I mean, wait till you see. I mean, it's just different, every part of it's different.
Oh.
Some of it's really dark, some of it's light. It's got almost a pink tone to it in areas, like over here. And then on the back, and you know, it's always different on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a lot of different fabric here I can use. And I had bought this fabric. This is Ada I bought on Amazon. And I bought, it was 36 by 54, I want to say. And so I cut it in half and used only half of it because this is the first thing I dyed. And I didn't know, I'd never done it, so I didn't want to use it. And all this fabric I'm showing you, I have bought either online on Amazon, or I bought at Hobby Lobby for 40% off, or Joann's for 50% or 60% off. And that's why I'm dyeing it, because it's inexpensive fabric and it's not, you know, I'm not worried about, you know, it's a couple of dollars. Whereas if I ruined something that I spent a lot of money on, I'm worried about it. So this one, I did those 2 last week, and then this week I did these. This is the first ones I did, and I dyed these gray.
Oh.
And this is one. And I dyed these 2 in the same jar because they were small pieces, but look at the difference in color. And I'll tell you what happened was, this one was in the bottom and this one was in the top. So when I poured on the dye on, this got more of the dye and this got the trickle down. So I just think it's beautiful.
Very
I just can't
pretty.
wait to stitch stuff on this. And then the last one I did this one. And this one I dyed just once with some brown again.
And that
this was cream. This was cream colored
Ooh.
fabric that I dyed. It was called Ivory Ada.
And it looks pink in some places.
Yeah, isn't it so neat?
It is.
That's just well, you know, brown is made up of red, blue, and yellow. That's how you make brown, putting all the colors together. So you're gonna, you know, the lighter probably has more of that, but I just think it turned out really pretty. So I can't wait to stitch on this. And this one I think
gorgeous.
was from Hobby Lobby, this fabric, because it's a little bit softer than the one I used.
All right. We are at 49 minutes, and we just said we wanted to keep it to 25 or 30.
We have it's all right.
All right, so one thing that we were gonna, that was it?
Yep, that's it.
All right. I was gonna share a Gadget Girl tip. This is something that, yeah, you're looking at those rubber gloves wondering what we're gonna do here.
Well, I use rubber gloves when I did the dyeing to keep my hands from getting colored.
See, there's another reason. Okay. I don't know how many of you, I quit burning candles in my house because as I was cleaning, especially my ceiling fans, there was this black soot. Even in some of my scrapbooks on the page protectors, I was finding this black soot. So, and I was burning Circle E, I was burning name brand Yankee can, and I don't know if it was just me or what, but I thought if it's there, what's in my lungs? So for me, I quit burning the candles and I started buying Scentsy, and then I buy, I think it's Tyler. There's just different ones that I buy, and I use them in melts now. And, you know, just these little melts. You can get them anywhere. But it's such a pain to get them out. And so what I started doing was I went to the dollar store and I bought some of these pie pans and I pour it out. Each time I'm going to put a new melt in, I put one in every few days. I just pour the wax in here while it's hot, put it back on there, and then drop a new little square in there. Well, the good thing about this is my husband, when he saw me take see, this is different colors. When he saw me take this out, he brought it out to his shop and he uses it on different wood projects and all, and he uses the wax. Well, ooh.
Smells good.
Mm-hmm. So maybe I should try to reburn. I don't know.
Chop them up into little
This
melts
was
again.
a strange thing that I used it for. These are great to do. Just pour it in there and then you have it. Well, I watched Vanna's how she stored her DMC fat floss, and I decided to do the same thing. And I bought like 3 packs of 50 of these little rings. They're smaller than these though, and probably half of them
I can't get them open.
I couldn't get them open.
Mine's more than that even.
So what I decided to come up with, I got my little handy dandy glove that I keep these in my kitchen. They're just little latex gloves that you can get at Walmart, Amazon, or wherever. But I do not like to touch ground meat. So if I make meatballs, hamburger patties, meatloaf, anything, I use rubber gloves in the kitchen. And then I can just throw them away and I don't have to touch it. But what I did was I got a little cheap spoon and I got some of the wax, and I know this, I don't know how I'm going to be able to show you, but you take your ring, you can't, that's as far as I can get it. So I took a piece of the wax that I scraped off of there and I rubbed it. I mean, maybe this is, if it was just a couple of these, I wouldn't mind throwing them away, but I'm talking about
No, I've got a lot of
look at that instantly.
Yeah, I need to
It
do
opens
that
it
I was
up.
trying to get my son came
So-
over one day and I was like, can you open these for me?
I just put some of this in a little Ziploc baggie and I keep it in the same little container that has these rings, and
So
they
she's
just,
gonna have to send me a little bit home.
Yeah.
So I can open my rings. Because I'm
So-
trying to put mine on rings and I can't get them open. I had thumb surgery on both my thumbs.
okay.
We did want to say again that we have over 500 subscribers now, so we want to do another giveaway. So one of the things we thought we would give away is this pattern that we are stitching ourselves.
Yay.
Either you can stitch it with us because we're doing one block per month, and we have only just started this month, so I still have to finish mine. She still has to finish hers. So if you would like to win this, then go ahead and comment, and the thing that we had asked you to comment to get into the drawing, don't say contest, don't say any of those things like that, because you don't want people there are people on the internet who will search for those words and enter giveaways. We want this to go to somebody who's actually going to want to stitch it. But just tell us where you're from. We want to know where you live at.
Well, we have some from
England, Canada. We've had comments.
our first winner was from Canada.
Yeah, so we're interested to see where everybody
Netherlands
who's watching us is from. So that is our giveaway.
Yay.
And what we'll do is we will look at our comments, and next time whenever we come back in 2 weeks, we will have our winner. I will just put it in a random number generator, and that'll be the person who wins.
I don't know if we'll be back in 2 weeks, because in 3 weeks is when we're going to the retreat, and we were going to video the retreat.
Well, yeah, within that time period.
Yeah.
I mean, we might do maybe a little quick thing before we go. We might wait till then. We'll just see. But the next time we're on here, we will do our giveaway. So go ahead and comment where you're from. And we're so thankful for y'all watching us, subscribing.
Yeah. When people say they binge watched us,
we're just like, what? So we're excited to keep doing this. Tina is going to stay with me. I'm so happy that she's not she did decide to.
well, I
keep
just,
doing it.
the thing that I had to decide was I had to just kind of dig my heels into the ground and set some boundaries for myself.
Yeah.
And I got a new binder,
But she doesn't need to
planner,
do
and I set it down and said from this time to this time I'll do this, and because I had just gotten to the point where all I did was stitch.
Yeah.
I walked in from work and I stitched. I came home from lunch and I stitched.
Anything can become an obsession.
Yes, so I've had to
you have
just
to have some boundaries. I don't have a lot, so I can stitch just as much as I pretty much want to. as long as I keep my.
But I just
keep my
didn't
house
want
clean.
it to take
Cook
control
cousin
of me
dinner.
because I do have that addictive personality.
yeah,
But
exactly.
we wanted to tell everybody thank you so much
Yes.
for supporting us, your kind comments. And something I keep telling is if each one would just teach one person, and since we've got over 500 subscribers, that would be 500 new stitchers, which I'm really excited. Another one of my best friends travels a lot, and we were on the phone when she was on a layover talking, and she commented how she needed something to start helping with the de-stressing. She's got a lot going on. So I mentioned cross stitch. She's gonna come spend the weekend with me after we get back from the retreat, and I'm gonna put a little package together for her. She loves Halloween. So I'm gonna put a little goodie bag together for her, and she wants to start stitching.
Oh,
so
fun.
I'm so excited. And my granddaughter hasn't started yet, but she said that she would at least attempt it. But just enjoy your stitching, no matter what you're doing or how you're doing.
And we're glad you enjoy our
Yeah.
craziness.
Yeah, just comment. Please let us know. I did not realize how valuable commenting and telling people. I watch a lot of videos. I just didn't comment because I just didn't. But now I do. And it does mean a lot. Thank you for everybody on Instagram that posts and inspires us. And just click the bell, click like, and let other people know so we can just keep this going because it's just so exciting. We were in our in our quilt shop Friday night, and she has hoops. She has some floss. She has.
Yeah, we've encouraged her. She actually we asked her if we could put some cards with our names on it in there for people who were interested in stitching.
Telling them about Flosstube.
Yeah,
so it's exciting.
Hopefully she's going to be adding some more stuff, and it would be nice to be able to just run down there and get something. Because our closest one is about an hour and 45 minutes from me and 2 hours and 15 minutes from you, right? New Orleans.
Oh, yeah, New Orleans. I thought you were talking about the quilt corner.
No, I'm talking about
and
New
that is the
Orleans.
quilt corner in central Louisiana, Margaret. But anyway, we thank you so much. Geana is love_to_stitch on Instagram, and I am Gadget Girl Stitcher. And I will put everything that we've talked about down in the drop box, description box. It's that little arrow kind of over here where you'll click down. I think that's right, or either
I think it's over here.
over there. Anyway, and we'll put everything in there. And it may not be up, and the video will be up today, Lord willing, but maybe not all the details will be in there. So just check back on that.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. And if you want to go to Misty Purcell's, it's at 32 minutes and 52 seconds. Where she shouted us out. I was so beside myself anyway.
All right, y'all.
So, y'all come back now. You hear?